An alarming new trend in car thefts, and police say it's all preventable. The one mistake so many victims make.
Millions to fix a massive sinkhole. The money's got to come from somewhere. New at 10, which road repaving projects will now get delayed?
Wildlife officers searching for bears right now because a woman refused to stop feeding them. Some will have to die. New tonight, how some neighbors are trying to keep the animals alive.
And a creep lurking in a locker room. Police say he was caught in the act taking pictures of young boys. Why he's still out there tonight.
Now, with 11 minutes of non-stop news and your no-wait weather, KKTV 11 News at 10.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. I'm Don Ward.
And I'm Diane Derby. We begin tonight with an 11 breaking weather alert. A lot of us getting hit with storms tonight. So many shared great pictures with us on our Facebook page of tonight's lightning.
We always appreciate that. These were taken all around the Colorado Springs area a couple of hours ago. Let's get straight over to meteorologist Emily Roller now. So Emily, who's seeing the worst of it now?
Well, the strongest parts of these storms have pushed south of the Springs. Now they're in Pueblo County. Rain is slowly clearing out of the city, but there is still a flood advisory in effect until midnight tonight. This flood advisory south of Pueblo, as storms continue in that direction, will run until 12:45 with a flash flood warning just out to the west of Pueblo, including portions of Fremont and Custer County also running through the midnight hour. We are tracking strong storms out in the eastern plains as well, although things are clear for now around El Paso and Teller County. I'll let you know where these storms are headed for the rest of the night. That's coming up before the next commercial break. Dawn and Diane.
Emily, thank you. Happening right now, police are waiting to search a man's house and his cell phone after he was caught taking pictures of children changing in a gym locker room.
He was apparently caught in the act this afternoon at the YMCA off Montebello in Colorado Springs. It's right near Academy and Union on the north side of town. Tonight, police want to hear from parents whose kids went to that gym and used that locker room over the past 7 days.
11 News reporter Katie Pelton joins us live at that Y tonight. So Katie, what have you learned?
Tonight, the YMCA confirms that he is a member of the Y, but they've suspended his membership as this case is under investigation. Now, we're told someone walked into the boys' locker room this afternoon and saw an older man with a cell phone photographing boys under the age of 16. Some were nude or partially nude. The staff called police. When officers got here, they questioned the man, but they haven't arrested him yet. Gym members tell us they're disgusted.
For a place that you can't go with your kids and you have to worry about people like this that want to take pictures of little kids, it's disgusting.
It's heartbreaking because we want to be there for everybody in our community, but you know, our kiddos and protection of those folks comes first.
The YMCA tells us at this point they're not aware that he's been to any other Ys. Police are looking into whether he's been to any other gyms in the area. Diane, back to you.
All right, Katie, I'm wondering though, why didn't police arrest him today?
Right, Diane. Well, police say that had they done that, it may have only been a misdemeanor charge. Right now, they're working on the investigation to build the case to see if they can arrest him for felony charges.
Well, we'll see where that case goes. Katie Pelton, thanks so much.
This is New at 10. We have learned that in order to fix this giant sinkhole, the city has to take away money from 2 other street projects. We've told you about this sinkhole. It's the one on Chestnut, not far from Fillmore and I-25 in the Springs. It opened up Monday night after the heavy rain. We've confirmed now that it's going to cost $2 million to fix it. It's a money pit. That's enough to fill in about 175,000 potholes. So Centennial on the west side of Colorado Springs was one of the roads scheduled to get repaved, but half the money from that project will now have to go to the sinkhole. It's not clear when the work will eventually be done on Centennial. The other project that may have money taken from it is the repaving of Pikes Peak Avenue from Colorado to Printers Parkway.
New information about the mine waste spill in southwest Colorado. For the first time, we're hearing from the owner of that mine. He says the EPA would threaten him with a daily $35,000 fine if he did not allow them access to his mine. The EPA first started to investigate the waste from the mine last year. When they opened it last week, millions of gallons came spilling out.
We feel like an innocent bystander that has been run over by a semi-truck.
And who was driving that truck?
That would be the EPA and a major gold mining corporation together.
Levels are returning to normal. The Durango Herald took this video of Governor Hickenlooper drinking a big gulp of the Animas River. Even though he added an iodine tablet, he says people still should not be drinking straight from the river. This is happening now. Police are warning about a crime that can easily be prevented. In the first 7 months of the year, nearly 800 cars were stolen in Colorado Springs. Of those, more than 20% were taken with the key left inside or while the car was running. For years, police have warned drivers not to leave their cars while cars running. It's commonly known as puffing, but based on some new data, people leaving a spare key stashed in the car are becoming a new target.
You're better off to leave that key someplace outside of the vehicle, away from the vehicle and away from the car, as opposed to waking up and finding that you're a victim of a motor vehicle theft.
So far this year, 110 cars were stolen when a spare key was hidden. That's compared to 52 cars stolen while the owner was puffing.
This is happening right now. Wildlife officers are out for a second night in a row trying to trap bears. Those bears have been visiting the neighborhood for some time because investigators say a woman was feeding them over and over again. It's a story we first told you about last night at 10. 11 News reporter Danielle Kreuter is live right now in the Rock Rimmon neighborhood tonight on the northwest side of Colorado Springs. And you talked to the neighbor there who called 911. So what did he tell you about all this? Why did he have to get involved?
Well, he said with sons of his own going back to school soon, he just had to get experts involved in this. Wildlife officers are out right now, and they've told us to steer clear of the area so they can do their job safely and hopefully catch the bears tonight.
There's been a pair of black bears, one tagged, and a pair of browns with only one tag. So there's been at least 4 bears.
Michael Tassler and his family moved into their Rock Rimmon home just 6 months ago, and they started noticing something odd.
It didn't seem like the bears' behavior was normal. You'd think that they just take off, but we've had a lot of bears coming into our property.
That's when they got wildlife officers involved. They told him he lives next door to this woman, Joanne Medina, who has been ticketed over and over and over again for feeding bears at her house.
After seeing the surveillance, it was critical, and it was absolutely obvious that this was now a human health and safety issue, and we had to intervene immediately.
Officers attached a surveillance camera to one of the Tassler's trees. These are a few pictures from those cameras that caught hours of video that allegedly showed the woman placing bins and trash bags filled with dog food around her deck, and bears coming and sometimes even waiting to be fed. That's according to arrest papers. You can still see some leftover trash bags that were dragged by the bears into the Tassler's lawn.
I think we can enjoy and honor and be in awe of that without luring it to us. So it just makes me sad for the bears.
At least 3 of the bears have been tagged for having contact with humans before. Now, those bears will be put down once they're captured. The rest will be assessed to see if they can survive on their own if they were to be relocated. And Don, I stopped by that woman's house tonight and no one answered the door.
So sad what's going to happen to some of those animals. Danielle, thanks very much. By the way, there's now one of those petitions online to stop the bears from being put down. It has more than 100 signatures right now.
A Black Forest woman found guilty of abusing horses and llamas now knows her punishment. Sherry Brunzell will spend 60 days in jail and will be on probation for 5 years. She did not want to comment about the sentencing as she was leaving court. The animals were taken from her last September when they were found neglected. Skeletal remains of a dozen others were also found. We talked to a woman who was in court to show support of the animals.
They moved forward and we were able to get justice for the horses, not only the horses that died, but the 10 horses that are still living.
The animals are in the care of the Sheriff's Department and have all recovered.
A cadet at the Air Force Academy, a junior, has been charged with distributing drugs. Cadet 3rd Class Nathaniel Penalosa faces 10 counts of violating military drug laws. He allegedly distributed LSD and the drug called Molly. He has a military hearing on Monday, and we'll let you know what happens.
New at 10, police are cracking down on distracted drivers. They were out at major intersections all day in Colorado Springs and along I-25. They were catching drivers who were on their phones and texting. It's not clear right now how many tickets were given.
11 minutes of nonstop news continues now with this. Tonight, we have a surveillance picture of a man caught stealing from a coin machine. It's a pretty clear picture. This is at the Big Wave Car Wash on the east side of Colorado Springs. Police hope that picture will make it easy for somebody to recognize that guy. He was driving a dark Chrysler Pacifica with Colorado license plates. The trial for a Fort Carson soldier accused of looking at child porn while he was deployed to Afghanistan is going to start next month. Lieutenant Colonel Patrick O'Mahony is a 30-year Army veteran. In September 2013, he allegedly used a computer in Afghanistan to search terms such as very young teen undressed. If convicted, he could be stripped of his pay, which is about $9,000 a month.
This is news tonight. UCCS broke ground on a $60 million arts venue. The Ent Center for the Arts will house a 240-seat recital hall, a 750-seat performance space, and will also be the new home for the Galleries of Contemporary Art.
This building, the Ent Center for the Arts, is going to change the lives of the individuals who come through it.
These are artist renderings of what that venue will look like. It is expected to open in 2018. We have an update now about the 2 MAFS-equipped planes from Peterson Air Force Base that are helping fight wildfires in California. Peterson tells us tonight those 2 C-130s from the 302nd Airlift Wing will continue fighting California wildfires at least through the end of the month. We also learned today 2 more C-130s, one from Wyoming and one from North Carolina, are also on their way to help.
Well, things are developing quickly weather-wise. Let's continue our 11 breaking weather alert now with meteorologist Emily Rolda.
And Em, I know you're tracking storms. Where are they headed overnight?
All of these storms that we're keeping our eye on, they're moving to the south and east, and behind them, we're really not seeing much redevelopment. So once you get done with your round of heavy rain, this is now currently passing through portions of Pueblo County and a little bit farther south. A few of these stronger storms still going in the far eastern plains. You're not going to see much activity behind it. All we have left around parts of El Paso County, just a few light showers, and they will continue to clear out of the Trinidad area as we head overnight. So let's take you through that hour-by-hour forecast. We can see that area of heavy rain. That's going to continue to track south and east, and once we get to our midnight hour, these storms are basically clear of Pueblo County, continuing to track south out of the state and wind down overnight with mainly clear conditions left over as we head into our Friday morning. Off to a nice start tomorrow. A lot of sunshine, temperatures in the 60s around the Springs. We see a high of 86 degrees with that chance for a thunderstorm returning as we head into the mid-afternoon. If you have plans, maybe head over to Manitou Springs, working in a hike on the incline. The first half of the day is the time to do it. You're going to beat the heat and also beat that chance for thunderstorms. Around Manitou, highs tomorrow make it into the mid-80s. 78 for Woodland Park, 89 for Fountain, nearing that 90-degree mark tomorrow in Ellicott. That best chance to see a thunderstorm going to be out to the west of I-25. In Pueblo, a toasty afternoon on tap, already near 90 by your lunch hour, a high of 93 degrees, mainly dry all across the area. If you do see a stray shower, it is going to be out to the west. 91 for Canyon City, 90 in Florence, and temperatures into the mid-90s moving east of Pueblo. Best chance for thunderstorms west of I-25 by 3 o'clock. They push a little farther east, make their way into the interstate by about 6 o'clock, right about that time when you're headed home for the evening. Commuter may be headed out for some of those early Friday night plans. You'll want to have the umbrella on hand, maybe for your dinner plans, maybe date night tomorrow, because we're tracking that chance for storms all the way through about 10 o'clock, and then things start to wind down as we move to about midnight with mainly clear conditions building in across southern Colorado. Storm chances, those are back through the weekend. Temperatures also heating up for Saturday, close to 90 degrees around the Springs, then a little cooler heading into the start of next work week with drier and warmer conditions on the way for the middle of the week. For Pueblo, 90s tomorrow and mainly dry with spotty storm chances returning for the weekend. They'll be mainly in the afternoon, so you're clear for a hike in the morning, both Saturday and Sunday. Drier and warmer conditions returning by the middle of the week. Canyon City and Florence also dodging those thunderstorm chances through the weekend and into Monday. Woodland Park, upper 70s tomorrow with spotty storm chances continuing all the way through Monday and Tuesday, wrapping up Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures back into the lower 80s. That's Look at Your Forecast. Dawn and Diane.
Emily, thank you.
An awful discovery for a local woman when she visited her father's grave. Coming up on 11 News, what a criminal did to the grave and what was left behind.
But first, a baker in Colorado will have to make cakes for same-sex couples, even though it's against his religious beliefs. That's the ruling from a court today. You'll hear reaction from both sides on that controversial decision.